Hey, welcome back to the Homesteaders channel. My name is Becky, and today I wanted to make a video about what you can still sow in June. Now, if you don't already know, I am in zone 9A in Central Florida, and it's really hot. So we've now passed our dry season, and now we're onto the rainy, hot time of the year, over 100 heat index. This video might not pertain to most of the United States, who is in full force, probably planting everything you can. We pretty much stick with heat tolerant things. Let's get started. It is mid-June. You can still plant things. They just have to be heat loving things. Now, if you haven't heard some of these, don't worry about it, because I'm going to put up a picture on the screen of what it looks like when I name it. So the first one is, I might butcher these, Ibica arrowroot, which if you don't know what arrowroot is, well, arrowroot is mostly known for its powder form. Arrowroot flour. I use a lot of arrowroot as a substitute for cornstarch, arrowroot. So you can grow arrowroot. You can grow basil, which I have a bunch of plants here that I need to go ahead and plant out. But basil you can definitely plant now. This is basil here. I'll leave in the description box how to get more out of your basil plant. So you can plant basil, plant coyote, chaya is a good one, cassava is a good one, another known plant for its flower, cassava flower, if you know that's a paleo flower. Jicama, katuk, you can still plant that. Long beans, you can definitely plant long beans. You can plant moringa. This is a moringa tree that I planted from seed. It's pretty big, as you can see. It is the tree of life. That's what a moringa tree looks like, the leaves. And I have some there. You can definitely grow moringa. They love the heat. They're from India. They grow pretty quickly. Another plant you can grow is Okinawa spinach. And this is Okinawa spinach. It is known for its purple color underneath the leaves. It's a pretty cool plant. This is definitely edible. This plant I got from I got a cutting from a friend, and it literally grew like a weed. It's just in a little 5-gallon bag here. You can definitely grow tons of Okinawa spinach. You can grow cranberry hibiscus, ginger root, molokia, okra. Now, I don't eat okra, but I know a lot of people do, so you can definitely grow tons of okra right now in the heat. Papalo. You can grow peanuts, quilquina, roselle. You can grow ruby hibiscus. You can grow sugarcane, sunchokes. Turmeric is a good one. I definitely want to grow turmeric one day, but turmeric you can definitely grow in the heat. Water chestnuts, yams. You can definitely grow sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is actually a really prolific vegetable you can grow in the summer. It's also used as a cover crop, so you just get food out of it. This right here, this whole bed is sweet potato that I'm growing. So sweet potato is a really good one if you're in any zone between 9 and 10. Definitely grow sweet potato in June. I'd also try to grow some flowers. I know it's super hot, but really hot loving flowers are zinnias and sunflowers. I'm growing a ton of those. I am a flower farmer, so there's not much you can grow here. You might lose flowers from the rain or powdery mildew, but definitely give it a try. And I think zinnias is a perfect summer flower to grow anywhere, actually. So definitely grow some zinnias. Some other things that you can plant is amaranth, Brazilian spinach, Lago spinach, Malabar spinach, New Zealand spinach. Those are like heat-loving spinaches. And herbs. Definitely growing herbs all year round, I think, because you can grow herbs indoors. Oregano is a good one. Mint. But if you're going to plant mint, definitely use a container, as it is very invasive and will take over everything. Chives is a good one. Dill and marjoram is really good. Now, if you have some reinforcements in your garden, like I do. I have 40% shade cloth around this raised bed garden. I can try to get away and plant certain things. Now, I never like to say you can't plant things, just because everybody has different micro environments, microclimates, and I mean, sometimes people get away with things, other people are not able to. So you can try to grow whatever you want, but just know that if it's not successful, it's just because it's the wrong time to plant things. So herbs, like I said, is a good thing to plant. In my little tray here that I showed earlier with basil, I actually have some sage, I have some parsley in here, and then I have flowing here that you can plant out are cucamelons. So I'm planting these out in my raised bed today. So I can plant these to see how they grow. I have 40% shade cloth, mind you, over them. So something like having shade cloth is definitely beneficial. So I definitely recommend it if you are in hot zones like I am. Also, I'm trying to, I redid my Seminole pumpkins. I replanted these, and I'm planting about 4 Seminole pumpkins. So you can try to plant those out. I'm not sure if they will grow a lot of pumpkins, but I can always try, right? And I also have my 40% shade cloth. I also have zucchinis. I have Black Beauty zucchinis. I don't know if it's too hot or not, but I'm gonna try anyways. So you can always try things, always experiment when it comes to planting. But everything I just mentioned is just for sure thing. It's a for sure thing when planting in June in zone 9, at least in Central Florida. And if you don't want to bother planting food, plant a cover crop, like I mentioned with the sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is a cover crop, but it will also give you food. But a lot of other gardeners in these hot zones like to plant cover crop now, just because number one, it is really hot to grow anything. Number two, it literally just helps the soil become better. It brings nitrogen into the soil depending on your cover crop. So, and sun hemp is another cover crop that you can try. Other cover crops that you can try to grow is crimson clover, lupine, black oats, winter rye, cowpeas. I grew a lot of cowpeas as cover crop last year, and it definitely was prolific. I grew, I think, over 100, maybe 120 plants, and it gave me a good 32-ounce jar and then another jar of beans. So definitely I would do that again as a cover crop. Cowpeas is a for sure, and sweet potatoes is a for sure thing for me when it comes to cover cropping. Velvet beans you can try to cover crop, and sorghum is a really good cover crop as well. Now when it comes to growing big trees like the moringa, or if you're growing yucca, that's another one, or arrowroot like I mentioned, just know that those types of plants need a good couple of months, at least 7 to 10 months to get established without any frost. So if you're going to grow any of those things, I would definitely put it in a container if you're willing to baby it and bring it inside when frost comes. We do get a frost here in January, December-ish. It goes down to 20s. Another great thing to start planting now in zone 9 or in Florida, Central Florida specifically, in June, is start your food forest, fruit trees. I mean, food forest is what it is. It's a forest of food, of a lot of things that usually will grow self-sufficiently. And with the monsoon rains that we are getting now, they just rain and rain and rain for hours. That's a good time to get plants established without having to haul irrigation. So if you have the time or the space, definitely grow a little food forest at this time. The things I wouldn't plant right now is tomatoes. That's a for sure thing. I have tomatoes growing in my garden, but they're pretty much just waiting to ripen. Starting tomatoes right now it's just too hot. They need actually a little bit cooler temperatures at night, at least between 60s and 70s, to flower and fruit. So if you don't have those nights, you're not going to get any tomatoes. Obviously there's, though, like I said, the exception of people, but usually if you're starting tomatoes right now, it's not a good time. You would have to wait a little bit maybe 2 or 3 months before you can start them again. If you're wondering what's in back of me, this is watermelon and cucumber. So definitely, you know, don't give up growing food, especially in the heat. It would be a little bit of a challenge if you don't grow the right things. All those plants that I mentioned should at least give you an idea or motivate you to grow in June. So thank you for sticking along and seeing this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I see a lot of people who watch me are not subscribed, so please subscribe. It definitely helps me. Just press that button, like it, and share it with your friends and family. I hope to do a gardening tour soon for June. Keep growing, even if it's a little bit. It's so good for the soul, and it'll just make you happy. So happy gardening to everybody out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay well, friends.